Hi everyone, my name's Annette and welcome back to Cotto Verde. Today I'm sowing celosia. I garden here in South Buckinghamshire in the UK, which is equivalent to a zone 8A, and celosia are going to take between 90 and 120 days to germinate. So I should have flowers. I'm sowing at the very beginning of April. I should have blooms by July. That's what I'm hoping, maybe a little bit before that even. So in the video today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the celosia, then I'm going to go through the varieties that I'm sowing today, and there are many of them because I find it really hard to choose, and then I'll show you quickly how I sow them. If you'd like to fast forward to the bit where I'm sowing the celosia, then I'll put a time up on the screen and you can fast forward to that bit. Celosia are really low maintenance annuals. They like full sun, which means at least 8 hours of sunshine per day. They like good drainage, but they like high organic matter in the soil. So do add a bit of compost or mulch where you're planting your celosia. Celosia are going to give you blooms all summer long. So you'll have blooms from July right through to the first frosts. And you might not know this, but celosia are part of the amaranth family, which means that the leaves are edible. Apparently they taste a bit like spinach. I've never eaten them, but the important thing to remember about the celosia leaves is that whilst they taste a bit like spinach, if you let the celosia flower, then don't eat the leaves because they're going to be super bitter. The other thing I would mention is that you can plant your celosia in pots or containers in your garden, but if you do that, then apparently they're going to be stunted, so they're not going to reach the height that you would get if you planted them into garden beds. There are 3 different types of celosia. One of them is plumed. This is a multi-stemmed celosia with like a feathery appearance, and the height of these can range between 20 and 60 centimeters, so that's between 8 and 24 inches. So the next type is called spicata or wheat, and it's called this because it aptly describes how they grow. You sort of get one flower head on the top of a stem and it looks like a grain crop. That's exactly what it looks like. So the spicata come in more limited colours. There isn't quite such a large range, and they will grow between 30 and 90 centimetres. And the last type is called cristata or cockscomb, and these are the ones that look like brains or coral, and they're quite heavy, so sometimes you'll need to stake these. And these again are going to grow between 30 and 90 centimetres, just depends which variety you choose. Now I'm going to go through the different varieties of celosia that I'm sowing today. I'm going to start with the cristata variety, which are the cockscombs, those really big, bulbous, odd looking ones that look a bit like brains or coral. I'm sowing 3 from the Bombay series. The first one is Bombay Bronze. This is fan-shaped and pale pink with a bronzy edge. It is really hard to find photos of this one on the internet, but I shall definitely put some up as soon as mine start growing. With these ones, you want to plant them closely together to get larger blooms, and they're going to grow to 1 meter or 3 foot tall. Bombay Pink is a fan-shaped deep rosy pink colour, and Bombay Green is another fan-shaped in a light green colour. And as I said, all the Bombays are going to grow to 1 meter tall. So then I'm sowing 2 from the Kramer's series. I'm sowing Kramer's Burgundy. Kramer's Burgundy have fan-shaped flowers, and obviously they're dark burgundy, and it's very disease resistant and vigorous. So you're going to get about 15 to 20 blooms per stem, which I think is absolutely amazing. It'll grow between 75 and 90 centimeters tall, which is 30 to 36 inches. And the flower size is between 5 and 15 centimeters. So they're really quite big. Kramer's Rose, again, are fan-shaped blooms. They vary in color between a rose color and a dark magenta. And they're really big blooms that, again, like the burgundy, are going to be between 5 and 15 centimeters wide. I'm also sowing Chief Gold, which is described as a sunny yellow brain-like bloom. They are between 5 and 15 centimeters big, which is 2 to 7 inches, and they're going to grow between 90 and 100 centimeters tall, so 36 to 40 inches. I'm also sowing Crystal Beauty. Crystal Beauty are crested peach to champagne colored blooms, and they're between 4 and 10 centimeters wide, and they're going to grow between 90 and 120 centimeters tall, which is 36 to 48 inches. I'm also sowing Pink Champagne. Pink Champagne is a mix of different shapes in colors ranging from champagne champagne to peach to buttercream, and they're going to grow between 90 and 120 centimetres tall, 36 to 48 inches. I'm also sowing fruit punch. Fruit punch are all fan shapes in a mix of colours ranging from magenta, rose to salmon and apricot, and they're going to grow between 90 and 120 centimetres tall, 36 to 48 inches. The next one is coral reef. This is another mix of coral shapes in orange, salmon, peach and raspberry, again between 90 and 120 centimetres tall. So those are all the cristata. Now we're going to move on to the spicata. So the spicata, just a reminder, the spicata are the wheat-shaped varieties. First one I'm sowing is Selway White. This is a lovely, elegant, silvery, pale lemon bloom. Selways are really vigorous and disease-free, and you should pinch these celosia when they're about 6 inches tall. The flower spikes measure between 5 and 10 centimetres. I'm also sowing Selway Red. This is a lovely, rich cranberry colour, and the plant will grow between 90 and 115 centimetres, and the spikes again are 5 to 10 centimetres tall. I'm also sowing Ruby Parfait, which has gorgeous dark rose coloured spiked plumes, and the plumes are about 5 to 7 centimetres large, and Ruby Parfait will only reach a height of about 60 centimetres, so it's a little bit shorter than the others, 24 inches. I'm also sowing the true wild form of Celosia, and these are ivory white spikes shaded to rose pink at the top. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's going to grow to about 75 centimetres tall. I'm also sowing Flamingo Feathers. Flamingo Feathers is really similar to the wild form. I can't really tell what the difference is, but it looks slightly darker in the pictures, but it is going to grow to about 1 metre tall, so slightly taller than the wild form. And then all the remaining celosia are the plumosa variety, which are the plumed celosia. So the first one I'm sowing is called Scarlet Plume. Scarlet Plume has really fiery red feathery spikes with a bicolour foliage, which is green and dark red, but this one's only going to grow to 45 centimetres tall, about 17 inches. I still think it's worth it. It's going to look great in my flower beds. The next one is called Sunday Dark Pink, and it's this lovely rich magenta colour and is described as a flower that could be paired with almost anything. So that sounds perfect for my garden. It's going to grow between 70 and 10 centimetres tall, 30 to 40 inches. The next one is called the Rainbow Sherbet Mix. The Rainbow Sherbet Mix have thick plumes the shape of Romanesco broccoli in sherbet colours ranging from smoky raspberry through gold, apricot and peach. And it's going to grow between 45 and 75 centimetres tall, 18 to 30 inches. The next one I'm saying is called the Vintage Rose Mix, and I just love the way these are described. They're described as ranging from blush pewter through to sun-bleached velvet. These plants have dark green foliage and they range between 90 and 120 centimetres tall, 36 to 48 inches. And the last one I'm sowing is the Summer Sherbet Mix. These blooms range between blush apricot and vintage rose with some soft lemony yellow blooms. And this one's going to grow between 75 and 100 centimetres tall, 30 to 42 inches. So the way to sow your celosia is to scatter your seed evenly on the surface of the compost and cover it with vermiculite. The reason you do this is because the seeds need to be moist in order to germinate, so you've got to retain the moisture, and vermiculite is a really good way to do this. It will prevent algae growing, but it also lets light through but also keeps the moisture in, and I find vermiculite really useful because you can tell from the colour of the vermiculite whether or not it is damp, and so it's really easy to know when you need to water. Now that I've sown my seeds, I'm going to place them in a large tray filled with water and bottom water them. And as soon as the vermiculite has changed colour, I'll know that the compost is damp. So I'll then drain the trays and move them over to the heat mats. And I will keep them on the heat mats until the seeds have germinated. I cover my seed trays with a dome to keep the moisture in, and I keep the lights on for my celosia. As soon as they've germinated, I'm going to turn the heat mats off, or take them off the heat mats and take the lids off, and then I won't plant them outside until after my last frosts. If you keep your celosia seeds moist and warm, then they're going to germinate between 7 and 10 days, and once they've germinated, they are very susceptible to damping off. So be careful how much you water them and wait for them to dry out a little bit before you water them each time. I really hope you found this video interesting and useful, and maybe you'll try your hand at sowing some celosia seeds yourself. I'm pretty sure that you could sow these outside if you want to, but I like to keep an eye on my seedlings and make sure the birds don't eat my seeds. So I tend to sow everything inside, and I'm lucky enough to have space to do that. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do give it a like. It really helps my channel and I'd appreciate it so much. And if you want to see how my celosia are doing later on this summer, then do subscribe to my channel, because I will definitely be posting videos about that too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.